that I can think of immediately.
Yeah.
I'm I'm thinking of converting it into a Call of Cthulhu setting.
I'd believe it. I'd probably even play it, to be honest. Who doesn't want to play about a town who has just a random explosion in the cornfield?
It wasn't in the cornfield. It was next to the abandoned house with the clock in the wall.
Oh. Same fucking difference. It's just as eldritch.
And it's across from a bean field. Thank you.
Okay. Whatever you say, Worm. Oh. My roommate is back. I'm gonna go and say hi real quick.
Hello. He's gone, so I can say that without getting killed.
I mean, can you though?
Oh, he's still here now. Wait, no. It was either him or Adam. Your laugh sounds similar.
That was me.
Okay.
That was not you, though.
Hello. Boys.
You know, just because he's muted doesn't mean he's deafened.
All that matters is avoiding the immediate consequences.
Yes, but the delayed consequences can be much worse.
That's a problem for like 5 seconds from now, me.
Yeah, but considering we're about to play D&D...
He's gonna have to post that. He's gonna have to sit through and watch me say and listen to me saying hello render. Why are you sending me so many angry noises in them?
What? Because why not?
You sending me pictures of like the angry blank noises.
I mean, sure, this is the only one of those that I have.
You see, the thing is, I was looking at what you sent me before, and then I got the notification despite being in there, so I thought you'd sent me another one, and I was like... I'd also just like to thank Tungle.hell for a moment for putting straight up porn on my dash in my recommended today. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused. I'm not entirely sure that I want to be less confused, but okay.
So, you know, Endgame just came out, so that's all anyone's posting about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I've liked a few posts, so apparently Tumblr's like, ooh, time to show him everything about every Marvel thing ever made. Because that's how a good website works.
and there was a parody that was made that ended up in your recommended because reasons?
Not necessarily a parody, fan art. But...
yeah. It's even worse when they do it in the ads. I've seen other people get it in ads. Like, Tumble.
Tungle.hell.
It's one thing to have the stupid Girls X Battle app where it's pretty damn obvious that however old the character is, they sleep with a 16-year-old.
It's pretty obvious
that's
that
different.
the last thing they're concerned about is battling when it comes to attracting players.
Right.
Wow.
Me too, kid.
That's just. Mm.
Yeah, I'm talking to them.
And you know, for the most part, I like to think I'm ship and let ship.
Yeah.
But there are some ships I just don't need to see on my dash. Especially not in that manner.
Now I'm gonna regret this, but I have to ask. What was the ship?
Starker.
No, not allowed.
That's not allowed simply based on the fact that one of them is underage. Nope. Just nope.
And also father figure.
Yeah, but
The father figure angle really doesn't bother me because I feel like a lot of time fandoms tend to play up the father or big brother angle to a point where it's not actually shown in canon. So for the most part, I dismiss the father or big brother angle issue people often have. But
yeah, like that's not as big of a deal for me as the fact that one of them is literally 16 years old.
yeah, and the fact that like it's a lot creepier to me when you're drawing stuff of like what's clearly meant to be real people.
Yeah, there's that.
Real person stuff like freaks me out. Like I don't know, that's in my opinion, that's when you've taken fandom too far.
Yeah, at that point, you're not shipping the characters, you're shipping the actors, which is just multiple layers of creepy.
Yeah, just a tad.
Alright, I'm back.
You see, he was gone. I did avoid the consequences.
Well, I was recording everything, so you didn't.
So, did you really?
I
For
did.
now.
You avoided them until I look at the upload.
Yep.
That was my plan.
And also, why is M's...
So yeah, but now he has to upload it and listen to it render.
I don't have to listen to it render, I just let it render in the background. Emerald, why is
Yeah,
your
but you'll see it
name...
eventually.
Why is your name Mothman6 now?
Because I've felt like changing it multiple times in the last few minutes.
It's fair.
I mean, that's just how M do.
Yep. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think. Cleo is not in the Roll20.
Cleo, are you here? Does not seem like it.
Cleo is not.
I was gonna say she made no comments about the things we were talking about. And judging from the things I see her post, she would have had some words.
Okay. Cider.
There she is.
Just being quiet for whatever reason.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
I was brushing my hair.
Brush, brush, brush. So, everyone hearing good?
Brush up.
Yep.
Worm, you done with your strawberries?
Well, it's like one of those giant cartons, and I finished about half of it. so.
Oh, well, fuck you, we're starting anyways. Last time I pissed off Jerry a whole lot. You guys
He did.
landed in one of the towns near the Desolate Range. A very weird, very quiet, very... We don't fuck with the dragons that we live under, so... We just kind of let people who are going to fuck with them die and then take all their stuff and sell it. Or keep it for ourselves. You met Desolessa, you met a few dragons of the range, one of them being named Soranus.
He ate a gun.
He ate a gun, he ate Jerry's gun, or Ellis's gun, Chrome, the revolver. You guys met with and spoke with Odysseus, the blind black dragonborn who knows the answers to everything. There's a lot of in-between stuff. Oh, Tycho remembered how exactly he entered his pact. Afterwards, there was a whole lot of in-between stuff. Stray remembered everything that they had lost before waking up in their tomb. Alice made Jane a gun, which she is now training with. Lenore began doing things with Jane, training her more on magic, as well as leaving her a gift. Alice made a replacement for Chrome. And started a shotgun for Stray. Or will start a shotgun anyways.
Seance.
Yeah, the seance.
Progress on Ellis's gun.
Yeah, I mentioned that already. I feel like I'm missing something else.
Confessed love?
Oh, yeah. In a very stray manner.
Going on a date, asshole.
Yeah. I think that's everything.
I think
Okay,
he
if
is
that's
too.
everything, I have a question for Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is there why are there like quotation marks around that gift?
We don't know if it's actually a gift or something that'll bite Jane in the ass, at some point. We don't know that. We also don't know that you gave her a gift, but
Look,
I know what it is. It's a gift.
it's the best gift she could possibly give.
Almost quite literally. Now, I do think that is actually everything. Need to find good music.
I just realized that there's nothing playing.
Does that upset you?
No. I think it's just a first.
I very rarely never have anything playing.
Now I'm done with my giant carton of strawberries.
Wow, you finished those off quick.
They're the only food that I can consume at a rate comparable to saltines.
What were you saying, Jerry?
Ellis, God, he discovered his request, his other request for the create.
Oh, yeah, to ascend. Before I get completely started, I need everyone to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh boy.
Well then,
That's a failure for
that's no
Stray.
good.
What do you roll?
4.
Why is Lenore proficient in wisdom saving throws? She's the dumbest smart person in existence.
Funnily enough, everyone but Lenore and Stray succeed. If I could have everyone deafen themselves.
Mine was that's 26. So yeah.
Yeah, you succeed.
So everyone deafened themselves?
Everyone except for you.
Oh dang.
Okay.
Nervous.
So, you fall asleep on the boat after doing all of your work, whatever your work may be. And you wake up to this cold sensation just whelming over you. You and Stray wake up in the heart of a bunch of mountains. It looks fairly normal for the Pangea scenery. Very dry, humid,
I'm sorry, did you say mountain? I
yes,
couldn't hear very well.
yes, mountains.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And in front of you there is a tunnel, and it's not natural. It's man-made. You can tell by the very symmetricalness of it, and there are lights leading downwards. You don't move towards it. Your perspective is brought through it and down this very, very, very deep tunnel. And eventually it opens up into a hangar. In front of you, you see what can only be described as an incredibly large, four-legged monstrosity. It's not completed by any means, and it's definitely not of this world. Off on the other side of this hangar, where the sort of overlook is over this massive creature, you see Galkara, Alabaster, and Vanderlisk. Vanderlisk has his hands flayed out towards the creature. This magical energy flowing from his hand and swirling around this massive thing. And getting a better look at it now, it's incomprehensibly huge. It's almost as big, if not bigger, than the Dragon Ranges. And this entire thing is just held underground, being fueled by Vanderlisk, it seems. As Vanderlisk begins to speak to Alabaster, your perspective shifts back and back outside, and you wake up on the boat the next morning.
What the fuck? Okay. That's horrifying.
You're welcome.
Ooh boy, time to write to Ryan.
No, Jerry, it is not a good thing for me to have you dip in the beginning of a session. It's a very bad thing, as a matter of fact.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
rest,
bad, fam.
the rest of you wake up
It's
just
real
fine
bad.
the next morning.
Which day?
The next day, you guys, I am going to say by this point in time, after everything that has happened in between, you guys are about here. So just off the coast of Oceanstall. You guys aren't stopping there because Oceanstall, like Bellis, is a war zone. So you guys are just going to refuel at one of the smaller towns on the edge of the beach as you get closer to Vesserit. Off in the distance, though, you do see Bellis, and it is on fire. Dresden was bad while you guys were there. Bellis is a whole other animal. So, you guys have about half the trip to go. What are you guys doing?
Ellis is going to make the shotgun. Yeah.
Alright,
Channel divinity.
okay. Which enchantment are you going for?
Oh god. I think he's gonna do bullet hell first,
Okay.
and then try and attempt the elemental conversion. Then again, maybe not. Maybe not. Just the bullet hell first.
Okay. I gotta open up the doc real quick. And excuse me, I am going to go on your sheet and look at your spells real quick. Okay, you're good in this spell regard. This will cost you I have to scroll down a whole bunch because the stock is too fucking long now.
It's your own fault.
I'm well aware it's my own fault and I love it, but I fucking hate it when
You know that, like, I spent time deliberately, like, putting them in the Roll20 for quick reference.
Fuck, right.
Like, you're welcome.
Thank you. Did we add enchantment stuff? We sure fucking did. I hate myself. This is also going to be an advanced spell. So,
Oh boy.
I need you to roll a check adding your proficiency and your wisdom modifier. You literally just barely succeed. And like your new revolver, I forget what you named it, this will also take 36 days unless you get a second person to help you.
Hey, Lenore. Wait, no. Core. Does
I was like,
Korak
she
have the
doesn't do
swift cover spell?
No.
That's way later. He gets that at level 17.
Oh, never
Yeah,
mind.
and Swift Quiver is 5th level, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Okay. Hey, Lenore. I need you to return that there favor I gave you.
I don't know if I have any spells for this, just to be real with you.
I will look.
Well, I would imagine that if you have a
I'm going to tell you
conjuration
right now,
spell,
not all my spells are in there because it's a pain to add them. I can send you a picture of my spell book right now, so.
Yeah, do that. DM it to me.
I would say that if you have a conjuration spell, since we're basically creating many, many more things from one thing, it would work.
I do have Hail of Thorns. Would that work?
Hail of
I
Thorns.
think that would work.
Hail of Thorns would work. I based Ellis's also off of Charge Shot. Really, it's not the matter of the spell school; it's the matter of the spell flavor. So
Alright.
Hail of Thorns would work. Charge Shot would work.
So, what do
So
I need to do?
Jerry's just kind of. Ellis is going to be leading it. All you need to do is just spend your spell slots for half the time. So you will be down a 5th level spell slot until you get off the boat, essentially.
It's not 5th level. I don't have 5th level.
Or whatever the spell slot is.
Yeah. Hail of Thorns is only 1st. Is that good enough, or?
That'll work. You can upcast it.
Right? Yeah, I can go up to 3rd currently.
Yeah. So you will be down a 3rd level spell slot until you get off the boat, essentially.
Okay, that's fine.
Worm, go ahead and send me your spell list just so I have a reference sheet.
Hold on, I keep this in an app. I'm gonna have to screenshot.
You're good.
Sorry, this is sloppy.
Yep, take your time. Didn't Cherry want to do something? Cleo, I think your mic's muted if you're talking.
Hello?
Okay.
Oh, I thought I didn't see you.
Yeah, I thought I did too. It was really quiet. Is anyone else doing anything?
Writing to Ryan.
Okay, you can do that. What are you writing?
Telling him there might be something big coming his way, and to ready whatever it is they use to beat back the giant metal eaters.
Okay.
Cause that's a thing, right? The giant metal eaters that target the walls.
Yes, they get fucking huge. It's only the big ones that that charge at the walls.
Yeah, tell them to get that ready and then call in some extras.
Okay. And you do so. You send that off. Anyone else doing anything?
I think that's all for me.
Alright. Once, twice, 3 times, sold. As you guys finish up the journey, Ellis, you do have a... what is 36 divided by 2? 13? Never mind.
36 divided by 2.
Yeah, 13. So you actually complete...
36 divided by 2 is 18.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of 26 divided by 2. Regardless, you do still make it with, I think, literally a day to spare. Alright, I'm just going to pin those. So, need to change the music again. As you guys get to the docks of Vestrit, it is entirely different from most of you are used to. Vestrit is almost entirely a mundane city, so a lot of the magical buildings that would be located in the other cities are nowhere to be seen. The highest buildings go up to maybe 10 floors. There is a very large number of what appear to be smokestacks throughout the city. There is a number of what appear to be large military citadel-like outposts located throughout the city. There's occasionally the sound of gunfire further off into the city away from the docks. The docks themselves are almost entirely empty except for military ships. The few docks that are open are reserved for civilian fishermen. And you guys, the crew, the Count of Five's crew that are sailing the ship, sort of just skirt the edges of these docks and go just a little bit to the left of them where there's this sort of outcropping of hill and caves that the city is built on. And they drift inside. A number of what appear to be other smugglers sort of wrangling your ship in and tying it to the very ramshackle docks that they have here, which are what appear to be some hunter ships and some other fishermen that might not be fishermen entirely. They're probably smugglers themselves trying to hide cargo from the military. As you guys begin docking, there is just this low murmur of a crowd coming from the entrance of the cave, which again is on this hill. You guys go up to where this entrance is as the skulls are unloading the Astraga with the help of Naroma and Jane. Overlooking the city, there is not a zeppelin. It is large. It's about the size of what Alabaster was when you guys had originally seen him. But it's of humanoid form, not dragon. It just seems to be slowly looking over the city, hovering in this, not necessarily a jet propulsion type of state, but it just seems to be floating there. There's the sound of gunfire and a small explosion towards the north of you, or towards the east of you. And you see this form just sort of whip its head in that direction, very quickly look before zooming off at an incredibly quick speed towards that area, before disappearing entirely.
I'm sorry. What is this?
I am bothered.
Vestrit, as all of you would know, is the military capital of Pangea. You guys are balls deep within military territory. Everywhere you look, there are magical checkpoints. There are what appear to be camps, and there seem to be even a number of firing line walls for the people that don't listen to the military's orders. This is also the city where Sam sent the free market.
More bothered.
Oh, Lenore's fucked.
Can I then, knowing that we're going to the capital, scrounge up some more,
ASC jammers? Yeah, make a quick check. Engineering.
What are ASD jammers?
ASC jammers are, ASCs themselves are constructs made by the military to detect magic. You have advantage, so you're fine.
I do.
You succeed.
25.
Yeah. But ASCs are made to detect magic. They are essentially the military's mockery of detect magic, as well as a number of stationary outposts that are essentially like X-rays or metal detectors, except for magic. So, what are you guys doing?
So, we probably need jammers. Because, as far as I know, Cherry's the only one who, doesn't have magic.
Stray too. But Stray's a hunter, so he's just as fuck as the rest of you.
Stray can't use magic, but he is magic.
Yeah.
Where's the spine?
The spine is in Vesrit.
What?
The spine is in Vesrit. He is on the other side of the docks from you, which is a good few hours.
Tycho's gonna walk up to Cork and say, hey, the guy I marked is that direction a few hours away.
Good to know. A few hours is still quite a long way, but we're a lot closer than we were.
Mm-hmm.
If you magic fools want to go anywhere in this city, I recommend purchasing some limited edition jammers.
How much, Cherry?
Yeah, how much?
Special discount, 2 coins.
Done.
Done.
How long do they last?
Until you break them.
Yep, they're essentially permanent.
Okay, I'll take 2. If you've made extra, I assume I'm going to break one.
That's a fair enough assumption.
I'd like to as well if you have enough.
Jane gets a free one. Jane doesn't have to pay.
Okay.
Sure, they're not difficult to make.
Question is, how are we supposed to have them on us without them being noticed? Like, surely someone can just look at us and see them, right?
They aren't entirely too big. They're about the size of a cell phone. You could disguise them as a cell phone, more or less.
Ah, good to know.
Yeah, just like have them on your person, and it prevents the scanning from working. Although I haven't tried them on like the magic detecting metal detector walkthrough things.
Yes.
So,
Just the hand scanners.
but
Yeah.
if they work the same way as the ASCs, then
These are guaranteed to work on the ASCs. You just don't know if they're going to work on the stationary detectors.
I imagine they use the same method though. So
The fact that he's specifying, though, makes me worried they didn't.
I
Yeah,
I mean,
there is that.
It's my job to be vague.
I mean, fair.
Also, are these things going to block the magic from our artifacts?
no, I can't tell you how they work because that's a valuable secret. But they don't actually interact with magic at all. They interact with the.
They jam everything. They don't affect magic themselves. They affect anything that would detect magic. This covers anything. I know what you mean. This covers anything on your person. If it's within a 5-foot radius of you, it's jammed.
Hey, Lenora, how good are you with illusions?
Hold on, out of character, I need to check how good am I with illusions.
Not very, if I remember right.
Yeah, I was gonna say very badly.
Tycho raises a good point. I need everyone to roll artifact rolls. So
I rolled mine earlier. I got a 24.
Okay, you're good. Stray just barely succeeds. Jerry succeeds.
Yep, I succeed.
Okay.
Is it a save or just a
Lenore
straight
has
roll?
one illusion, and that's fear.
I thought it was just a straight roll.
That's a good
Not a
point.
save.
That's a success. Roll again, Cleo.
I rolled a 13
Okay.
plus
As
1.
long as you're above 10, I
14.
think you're fine.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's 10.
yeah, Lenore, roll again. Or roll for your artifact
Say I
intelligence check.
never rolled in the first place. I'm an idiot who can't find the intelligence for some reason.
There you go.
That's ironic. You're good. So, for once, I think everyone has control of their artifacts.
I believe so, yeah. It's the first time
Yeah.
since we had to start rolling that everybody passed.
Yep. Which is... It's a good thing.
So, out of character, would it be possible to jerry-rig together an illusion, Mistil's magic aura, but kind of worse?
Can you repeat that?
Would it be possible to jerry-rig together Mistil's magic aura, or in the compendium, it's the Arcanist's magic aura?
What do you mean by jerry-rig?
Fake it.
Do you have the spell?
No.
No.
Okay. I mean, if I had the spell, I wouldn't have asked.
Yeah, I figured as much. But no, this is... Cherry's ASC jammers are the closest thing you're gonna get.
Okay.
So,
I might have to look into that now when I level up, though.
the skulls come up to you, Dutch specifically, the leader. And he says, we can't exactly be looking around the Astraga out in the open here, especially with how bad apparently it's gotten. If it was less worse, we could probably manage to do with just a truck, but now we're going to have to find some other means. The Count, I just spoke with the crew, they're not taking us any farther than here, so we're SOL and stuck here until we can find a way out. At least into the train station.
I'm surprised trains are running out of here to the other cities.
Well, between Bellis and Maroc, there's plenty of... Well, there's a lot of fighting going on in Bellis, but there's small fights going on with the Crimson Lance in Maroc that needs the military attention, so... Trains and Zeppelins are the only way they're getting reinforcements there. And I like our chances getting on a train more than I like getting on a Zeppelin, so...
Oh, and here I was hoping it was gonna be a Zeppelin.
I'd imagine getting on a Zeppelin is rather easy. It's getting back off that becomes the issue.
Yes. Not to mention if they find us in the relatively very short journey that a Zeppelin would have into Marok, it's still a matter of finding a place where we can hide at least a weekend.
Hey, I mean, if we hijacked a Zeppelin, there would be no point going to Morocco. We just sail right on through to Legacy.
I'm saying if we snuck aboard quietly. But if... I don't like our chances going against...
You should know by now that I don't do things quiet.
I'm aware. I'm just saying, I don't think our chances on getting on a Zeppelin alive here in the military capital are very high.
With the Estraga, especially.
With the Estraga.
And especially my high battle.
Yes. We can either go and find Shaw Pierce or find some other smuggler that's willing to help us get on a train.
Wait, out of character. Did he just say Shaw Pierce is in the city?
Yes, he did.
Time to find Shaw Pierce.
You want to meet back up with...
Meet back up with? You've met Shaw.
In another life. Did Lenore meet?
No.
No.
That was after.
Lenore met Shaw. Lenore did not meet Sam.
Yes. Lenore, you knew Shaw before he disappeared.
Yeah.
So, if Shaw has any loyalty within the free market still, he might have some people willing to help. Or he might be willing to himself. I don't know where exactly he went, but he seems to have changed. I wasn't there for the legacy attacks, but I've heard about him.
Bright young man. It really is a shame what happened to him.
Can't be that bright if he's attacking Legacy.
Bright, but overly ambitious. And that's coming from me.
Tycho. There's an explosion, and the mark returns to you.
Hey, Korak.
Yeah? What's up?
Just lost a spine.
You lost? How's that possible?
He was in that explosion.
Huh.
So,
Not sure if I should be happy about that or not.
I have a feeling there's probably someone who doesn't like the military there. Or the free market. Wait, the spines were the free market, right?
Yes.
Then,
Spines are the special forces of the free market.
yeah, then someone just killed some free market people there.
Out of character. Ellis's father was with the Crimson Lance, right?
You don't know that.
Yuri was with the Crimson Lance,
Yeah.
which is the other Smith.
Yuri Nanata. He's the leader of the Crimson Lance. So, what are we doing, gang?
Well, my plan personally is to look for Shaw Pierce.
Speaking of, Shaw Pierce's bounty has gone up to about the same as Alice's. Has been removed. He's just wanted dead by the military.
Lucky him.
It is certainly better to be turned in dead than alive to the military.
So, do you guys head down into the docks?
I mean, it seems like it's kind of our only choice.
Okay.
Going into the city's gonna be hell. Heading over towards where that explosion is, we're gonna see some combat, probably see a few free market people who, I don't know, maybe we'll be able to convince them into, leading us right to them.
So,
Shaw doesn't lead the free market, though, anymore, does he?
He called people here.
whoever is loyal to Shaw Pierce probably came here. Whoever is loyal to benevolence didn't.
Do you say that in character?
Did we ever
Mr.
tell you that we, like, met what's his face?
I don't think you guys did. I don't think you told Lenore or Tycho.
The big scary head of free market.
Oh, are you talking about Virtue? Or whoever named Benevolence?
You mean benevolence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've met him.
Watched him fly away.
He was in Dresden for a very short time.
I've never been a fan of benevolence. He doesn't have the same vision.
Well, that's because you've, never been in his sights, Lenore.
All I'm saying is that Shaw Pierce did a far better job of running the free market. Benevolence hires nothing but rabble.
Are you guys masking this conversation? Are you speaking quietly or are you speaking aloud?
Quietly.
I mean, as he said.
Okay. So, you guys make your way quietly down the docks. This cave is nothing new, so you don't get many strange eyes. It seems to be a part of essentially what is a long abandoned park. It is not too far off from the Rivar territory, Korik and Tycho. You've got maybe 30 minutes to an hour's walk into Rivar territory. But going down into the docks, the place is essentially abandoned. Any storefronts that were open here are closed and boarded up. Those that aren't boarded up have clearly been ransacked. There are a few what appear to be military outposts down further the street, but they aren't looking in your direction, they're looking inwards of the city. So, just from a general consensus as you're passing each of these streets, it looks like they're trying to keep people from getting out rather than coming in. Ellis, you did, but you didn't get anything. Heading towards the area of the explosion where you guys assume the free market is, you hear the rattle of gunfire, though it's not very sporadic. And as you get closer, the structures around you seem to get a little bit more dilapidated. There's more collapsed roofs and holes in the side of buildings. As you guys get closer, maybe within a few hundred feet, the few hours have gone by without much deterrence in way of military or anyone on the docks at all. No one on the military ships that are on there don't come down to speak to you. The fishermen just seem to give you a quick look before sailing off. It's very... The air is thick with just tension. But as you guys get close to the gunfire, what do you do?
Pull out the sniper.
Okay.
Just keep walking.
Stray doesn't pull anything out, but he's got his hand on his shotgun. Ready to...
How close are we exactly?
You guys are a few hundred feet off, maybe 500 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna basically follow Tycho's lead. I'm gonna find an elevated position and just look through salvo.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Should I do that too? Because
Yeah, are you going on to a building?
yeah,
Okay.
something with vision.
Yeah, then go ahead.
That's low.
Yeah, that's really low.
Mine was not. Mine is a 28.
Yeah,
Natural 19.
this appears to...
You fail.
Yeah, you fail, you go blind. The lower the roll, the better it is. Looking through the scope, this doesn't appear to be a full-on battle as much as it appears to be a skirmish with a military outpost. That thing that you had seen hovering in the air is standing above the buildings, swiping through buildings with one arm like they're nothing, slamming a fist down on what appears to be another spine, just absolutely fucking crushing him. And then it appears to stop, almost freeze where it is, look off towards the citadel, before taking off, flying almost directly over you, and towards the citadel, which is towards the center of the city.
Would Lenore have heard about anything like this?
No. This is new to all of you.
Dang.
What exactly did it look like, since I had a good look at it?
Humanoid. It looks like an ASC, but far bigger and far more advanced.
Interesting. And it's capable of flight. So,
And it's fast.
It's fast.
Yeah.
It's fast in the air. It's not very fast on the ground. Flying appears to be more of its dispatch rather than its main form of movement.
How fast is it compared to me?
It's only a
50
little.
feet.
It's only a little bit faster than you. It goes about 70
Okay.
feet. So, faster than you, but not by much.
Gotcha.
That can be solved.
So,
Do we follow, or... I'm saying this over the earpiece.
yeah.
Well, if we're just trying to get through the city, I'd suggest no.
Can. Nah. Never
You
mind.
cut out.
I was gonna say something and I decided against it.
Oh.
If we follow it, though, it's bound to lead us to whatever important is happening.
That's also true. So, do we want to get into trouble, or do we want to just get through the city?
Let's see if there's a survivor first.
The rattle,
Okay.
the rattle of gunfire continues for a little bit. Do you guys engage, or are you just watching?
I'd kind of like to talk to a survivor. So let's pick a side.
Looking for military.
Are you guys going to pick off the military then?
If no one's gonna stop me.
Once. Twice.
Behave yourself, Tycho. We are in their capital, and killed a military officer puts us in substantially more trouble.
That's a valid point. Maybe we should just...
How high is your bounty again, Lenore?
Out of character, I don't know. How high is it?
It's 20 million? Let me check real quick.
All of our bounties are ridiculously high.
Yeah.
What does that matter?
Yeah. 40 million.
Too high. All I'm saying, though, is if you're going to go around killing military people, that will set them on high alert. So if you wish to do this, she smiles a little bit, you must be absolutely certain we leave no survivors.
Yes, ma'am.
Stranger's bandages wrap around him. And Stray is actually going to stealth for once in this fucking game. Not that it matters. I think that's the first ever stealth roll I've ever rolled for Stray, and honestly, it's appropriate. Stray just kind of leans down and thinks they're going to go stealthy for a minute before he just pulls out a shotgun and walks down the middle of the street. Is anyone else engaging?
Sort of.
Yeah.
How many military people does it look like there are?
The military were outnumbered, and their only advantage has gone away. It's maybe 5 or 6 at this point against... You don't know how many free market, because a lot of them are hiding within the buildings.
Lenore's just gonna duck behind a building nearby for cover, and she's going to conjure a single powerful air elemental to go help wreck the military.
Okay. So, how about everyone just everyone tell me what you guys are doing? Because these guys are fucked regardless. Psycho is sniping, I assume Korik is too. Okay.
I'll look at something.
Ellis is going to try out his new gun.
Alright. Stray is just going to find the closest person they can and eat, because they didn't have any meat on the boat. Alright. So, between Tycho and Korik, you guys get them fairly well pinned down. The air elemental just fucks everyone up. It sends them flying into Korik and Cherry's new guns. And Cherry's gun is just a fucking laser beam. If anyone's played Halo, it's a Spartan laser. Though it's not quite as big and it's arm mounted. Ellis, your gun wrecks shop, and Stray's having their own fun time eating the entire chest cavity of a military officer. So, as the dust settles and the gunfire stops, there is one shot that is fired in your guys' direction, though it doesn't hit anyone. And a voice from inside the building says, "Who are you?" Answer or we will open fire.
We're not foes, as far as I know.
Is the air elemental inside the building?
No, it's more on the street where all the military were.
Ah, okay.
Lenore is gonna like enter very clearly into the range of the gun with her hands up. I am a water tycoon and I have business with Shawpiers.
Roll a persuasion check, advantage +5.
Damn.
Oh wow, time to roll a natural one both times.
That would be amazing.
Well, time to roll a new character.
Wow.
Hot damn.
23 both
28.
times. Or yeah, 28. So, that's a definite success. On a difficult check, too.
I mean, I would hope a 28 is a success, because damn.
Yeah, it wasn't impossible.
To be honest, I would hope a 23 is a success.
Yeah, that too.
But, you hear a few murmurs come from inside the building. A group of them, about 5, the same number of them that had, of military, or the same number of them that you had just fought against the military. They all come out, guns raised, though fingers not on the triggers yet. Weapons on the ground, please.
That's gonna be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, considering, where we are.
Mine
I'd
is.
say it's more difficult.
I'm
to
literally
carry.
attached
It's literally
to
part
mine.
of her body.
Yeah.
What if she just unloads it? Would that suffice for now?
Can Tycho, like,
I
kinda
I
duck
literally
down, hide?
can't. Like it doesn't
You hear one of them.
undo.
Do any of you speak Thieves' Cant?
Nope. I guess not.
I don't think so.
So,
No.
you hear one of them just sort of mumble a string of words that doesn't quite make sense before one disappears back into the building, bringing back what is essentially a length of chain, throws it between Stray and Cherry and says, "Tie her arm behind her back."
Okay. Alright. Chill out. Is my good buddy Shaw in there?
We don't know you and he isn't here, but we'll bring you to him.
I promise you do know me.
We haven't had business with you.
Can I like get my phone out or whatever and flick through to like an obnoxious selfie that Cherry took with Sam?
If they let you.
They do ready themselves, but they're not actively ready to open fire. They know who Lenore is, and they know Lenore.
Goes,
They know Lenore knows Shaw, so they're not going to open fire unless they get orders from Shaw to kill you. Unless, of course, you do draw on them. But they do ready their weapons a little bit and see that it's a phone before relaxing as much as they can in this situation. The one speaking leans in, takes the phone from you, looks at the picture, looks at each of you, the mask over their face, but you can see the eyes kind of flicking in between. Oh yeah, they do. They don't care. Yeah.
Come on, you gotta recognize this pretty face too. It's got a big bounty on it.
And if you don't recognize hers, you'll surely recognize mine. And he takes off the hood.
Get your snipers off the roof and down here.
Do we hear that over the comm?
Yes.
Tycho dematerializes his gun and jumps off the roof.
Yeah, I'll put my gun away and drop down.
Keep your guns and walk in front of us.
there's also still an air elemental there.
If you would drop that, please, Miss Moreau.
She just waves her hand and dissipates it.
You can walk behind us. You're the only one we trust.
That's a mistake.
Dang. Lenore's gonna walk behind them, though, because, like, dang, part of an exclusive club.
They sort of lead you in the direction back towards the outside of the docks. And they lead you towards the very end where the wall meets the beach on the other side. This section of the docks is very quiet. Unnaturally quiet even for the rest of Vestrit, at least from what you've seen. If I could have all of you roll, or actually, what is everyone's passive perception?
15.
20.
How do you have a 20?
Passive, not alert. I think it's not alert. It's observant rather than alert. And alert doesn't give you a bonus to perception, but whatever.
It's the thing Kane had.
Yeah, observant. He has the passive thing.
Mine is 17.
Okay.
No, 19.
Cherry, yours is 12? No, 10. Anyone with a 15 or higher?
Hold on, I do not know. Yeah, she passes. Lenore has like a 16.
Okay. Yeah, I think hers is higher than Stray's. But just ever so slightly, you can feel a shift in the air. Not magical by any means, but a shift in tension. It appears whoever answered the call to Shaw is in this section of the docks, but you can't see them. There are definitely guns on you. And it's a lot of guns.
Uh-huh.
The free market, take you to the wall, and you see a section of the wall literally carved out of it. And from the looks of it, Shaw and whoever has come here into Vestrit with the free market has made what is essentially a headquarters within the military's wall. They've hollowed it out and essentially turned it into a full-on military barracks of sorts. There are a very large number of spines here. There are very few normal free market personnel and even fewer jackals. The strange abominations that Cherry and Korak had run into the first time they had run into the free market at the Black Site. While the numbers are fairly large, this is still a military city, and it looks like they're resorting to have to go into guerrilla tactics to do anything of worthwhile. You are led through this wall, essentially by a growing posse of free market, until you reach what is essentially a war room. In front of you, Korak, and actually, you recognize two people. Three, as a matter of fact. You see Kira. Kira is the person who Sam had sent on the boat originally during the Luna Harbor attack. You see Roland.
Oh no.
Though Ellis, his soul is still there.
Oh no.
I'm confused.
And you see Sam.
Oh dear.
Sam
I think it makes sense now.
Sam faces you, gives you all the weird look, and just kind of squints at you and says, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
We heard you were having just such a fun time out here, so we wanted to come see what was happening.
Clearly, it's like you guys go towards the trouble. Hello, Miss Moreau.
Hello, Shaw.
I apologize for disappearing all that time ago.
Don't worry about it. I can see you are otherwise indisposed.
I was killed by the Donars and turned into a haunter. I couldn't remember much after I'd woken up.
Well, that just won't do. At some point, once you reclaim the free market, we'll have to organize Dry City and strike back.
The Donaras are no longer in my sights. Messed with a dog too big. And honestly, it's not worth it anymore. Bigger fish to fry.
Fair enough. I sought you out because I have a potential job for you. I understand that you're very busy, but...
Give me a few minutes and we can speak privately. He sort of, taps Roland on the back. Says, this is the people we were with. And that's when it hits you. Roland is a hunter.
Oh, God damn it.
And Roland just kind of very meekly waves at the group before shuffling off in a different direction.
Of course he does.
Yeah,
So first of all, I hate you.
you're welcome.
Just want to throw that out there.
You're welcome.
Second of all, I hate you.
Yeah, it was indeed the second point. Thank you for bringing it up.
I know Kane's
So-
alive, but he's in... I don't know what he's doing, but he's with the Revar.
What happened, huh?
after Cain and Roland had died and Vanderlisk had brought us here, we were tested on quite a bit. Cain had an easy out, and apparently his father is Zedekiah Ravar. So, Zedekiah had him resurrected and brought to the facility near the Citadel. I don't know what they've done since then. Roland woke up just as Carrot had broken into the facility to get me out. He's not the same. He doesn't have any of the magic he was capable of before. I don't know if Vanderlisk took it, but he's gone. The magic is gone just like his memories. He calls himself Roland because that's the name I called him. That's about the only thing he has right now. DM me what that does. So, as for how I remembered I am, in fact, Shaw Pierce, a friend of mine helped me out with that, and actually he's been keeping an eye on you a lot.
By friend. What do you mean?
Does friend have a name?
I'd rather not tell it to you, but he's a doppelganger. He's got his own...
A what?
A doppelganger. He's got his own business, so I'd rather not ruin that trust. I heard what happened to Ambermore. A whole bunch of you? He looks at Ellis.
Ellis scowls.
What did you say, Ellis?
He scowls.
That answers my question well enough. Well, I'd offer to help with that situation, but I've got my hands tied here. Along with benevolence, I don't have as much men as I did before. I'm going to do what I can here before heading back to Dry City and fixing that problem. That bastard took my group away from me and I want it back. Regardless, he kind of waves his hands at the spines behind you. They're fine. Let them walk freely. And give them a few bunks if they need it. So, you didn't exactly answer my question. What are you guys doing here?
We're working for Falon.
The Dragon Range. Doing what?
We're
Escort.
moving something.
Alright. Is it just you or you're working with other people? I heard you were working with other people, if I remember correctly.
Yes, we are working with others.
Alright. He kind of looks at you, Tycho. You're not wearing an illusion, correct?
He's not wearing an illusion, and he doesn't have his face covered.
You're Bentley's cousin, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Good to see you. Anyways, go about your business. Let someone know that you're leaving before you leave the wall. That's all I ask. And don't shoot anyone here. Unless they shoot at you. He sort of just nods at you, Lenore, and waves you on, asking you to follow him.
And she does.
So, before we get to that, is anyone doing anything within the free market base?
Before Sam or Shaw leaves, Ellis just steps forward and asks, "Did you know my father?"
Solomon, yes.
Thanks.
I'll talk to you about him later.
Okay.
So, he continues on. What are the rest of you doing?
Tycho is going to send a text to Bentley because he has a stat phone and say, "Hey, met a friend of yours."
Okay. You don't get a response immediately. Anyone else?
Nothing I can
know.
think of that I want to do.
Are we gonna have time to do stuff after Lenore and Shaw finish talking?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm just letting everyone else do what they want to do before we get to that conversation.
That's fair.
Going once, twice, 3 times, sold. So, Lenore, Shaw, or Sam, whatever those people were calling him before, leads you into a back room, what is essentially an office. A lot of what appear to be military patrol routes, a number of dossiers that include anything from military officers to supply lines for anything from ammos to weapons to even vehicles. You don't know exactly where Shaw's keeping those. There might even be a second part of the wall that Shaw's keeping hidden from the rest of you. But he closes the curtain because that's all there is for a door here, since it's literally all just hollowed out wall. It says, so, you have a job.
I don't have a job, but the people they're working for do. I figured it would be best if I negotiated the terms since we've worked together before.
That's fine, Cleo. Alright. Have a good night.
Bye.
What did you say, Lenore?
I don't necessarily. I have a job for you of my own, but there's also one that their employer for Lon would no doubt appreciate. I figured it would be best if I negotiated both.
Alright. Why don't you tell me yours first?
Mine is very simple. Give me a second. I'm dying.
Yeah, clearly.
I need for you to reroute any red glass someone attempts to smuggle not necessarily be rude, but inform me of who has asked you to deliver it for them.
Red glass from the continuance. From the creator?
Correct.
I'm in possession of one myself.
Well, that's not an issue.
Why do you
I
need,
just wish to,
why do you
I
need
just
to
wish to
know?
know who's attempting to buy it,
Why?
because I am also in possession of a piece. In fact, if you would like, I could leave it here for your safekeeping. I simply wish to know who is trying to obtain it all, and why. We received a request from the Count of Fives to sell any we encountered to him.
The Count. That explains it. Is that how you got
I
here?
trust. Yes, he requested we speak to Desilessa in his stead.
Of course he
A
would.
traitor and a coward.
I'm well aware of it. Well, I'm going to assume you're stuck here, otherwise you wouldn't be here. If you'll give me the glass, I'll
That's
take
right.
it.
I'll have to go get it later, but I will give it to you before we leave.
I don't care either way, but if you leave it in my if you leave it in my possession, I will guarantee it stays safe.
As for your payment, you discussed retaking the free market in Dry City.
Yes.
I will, of course, give you my full backing in helping to fund your campaign should you require it. But I will also cut off your rival benevolence completely from the water supply.
I've heard Benevolence has a lot of water tycoons under his thumb. You're not one of them?
I work for myself and myself only. Besides, the water tycoons he controlled are nothing more than children, playing at greatness, inheritors of wealth with no idea how to use it.
He sort of crosses his arms and closes his eyes for a moment, thinking, before he nods. Before I say yes, is there a condition?
No condition per se. But in the near future, there may be someone who succeeds me as head of my corporation. I would ask that in that eventuality, you would remain loyal to them.
I can do that.
Then I think we have a deal.
He holds out his hand.
Lenore shakes it. As for the deal of their Sorry, you go ahead.
I do have a question.
Yes,
I'm a host. You've spoken with the creator.
that's correct. I am not a host myself, but we have met.
How did that go?
About as well as you'd expect.
I assumed as much. Quick, out of character. My fan isn't too loud, is it?
Not very.
You can kind of hear it, but it's not a huge deal. It's not like overpowering you.
Okay. Good to know.
Right. Is it one of those that moves?
No,
Because
it's the air conditioner. It's not too far away from my desk, so I was wondering if you guys could hear
okay.
it.
What about your meeting?
Well, before I had remembered I had struck in a deal with Ladon, I was very upset about Luna Harbor. That was my place as Sam, and I wanted to get back at the military. But after I woke up here in Bestret at the same time of the beams that had come up from the sky, the Creator and I struck a bargain. Nothing life-changing or damaging in any sense. But I hear you and a few of our friends have, or your friends anyways, have made somewhat of a similar deal with a similar goal.
Real quick, out of character, Lenore has a good idea of who the hosts are. Like, that'd be fair to say, correct? Because they're the ones that sneak around and she spies on.
Odysseus straight up named them a few days ago,
Yeah.
so, yeah, you know who they are.
Tycho the cat. She clarifies for Shaw. Cherry and Ellis.
Right. Anyways, the job I'm supposedly doing for Falon. What is that?
You'd be transporting the large artifact out of the city.
Along with the rest of you?
Yes, but I suppose if push comes to shove and you're unwilling to transport us as well, we could make our way throughout the city on our own.
No. I can manage all of you, you're just going to have to work for it.
Fair enough. What's your price?
My price is that you help us kill the fucking thing that's been killing my men, and 20 grand.
20 grand is done. Once we kill the thing, what happens to it?
I bring it under my control. Turn the military on their heads, make them fight their own creation.
Lenore thinks for a moment. Fair enough, but I would request that if you should find anything important about it, you write me.
Put on an extra 10 and you have a deal.
Fair enough. She literally just like reaches into her purse and pulls out just a giant wad of $30,000 in cash.
He takes the wad and sets it on the desk.
A pleasure doing business with you as always.
Agreed. I look forward to it again.
As do I. I'll see you in Dry City.
I'll let you know when I'm there.
You never were one for subtlety. Norris smiles and goes to leave.
He nods, follows you out, and calls for both Ellis and Tycho.
Oh boy.
Echo arrives.
Ellis follows.
So, I understand the two of you are way younger than I am, and have no idea who the fuck I am besides the leader of the free market. The real leader of the free market.
Mm-hmm.
He looks to you, Tycho. I don't know Bentley as Shaw. I know Bentley as Sam Limerat. Your cousin had me look into a man named the Fox.
Yeah.
He's one of Johannes Kessman's top assassins for the Kessman Raiders. I've got an entire dossier on him that I'm willing to give you on one condition, and I'll get to that in a moment. Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
Your father I knew as Shaw.
I'm sorry, I cut out. What was that?
Your father I knew as Shaw. Your father was one of the free market's top brass before I disappeared. Your mother worked for us from time to time before she disappeared. Shortly after giving birth to you and after your father's death.
Oh. That's, wow.
Solomon did give me something to hold on to for you, just in case he ever died under my command, which I'm sure you know, and I'm sad to say he did, though not necessarily under my command.
Yeah.
I will also give this to you under one condition.
Which is, I suppose, the same condition that you're placing Tycho under?
Yes. He looks to you, Tycho. Both you and your cousin are young and stupid. You need to think more, and your cousin needs to understand what is at stake. He looks at
Please
you.
repeat, you cut out.
Yeah. You and your cousin are young and stupid. You need to think more, and your cousin needs to understand what is at stake. He looks to you, Ellis. I need you to understand that not everyone has a good side. Your father had a dark side, so did your mother, even though she was an angel. Not everyone can be good, Alice. You need to understand that. And I need both of your help getting rid of the Kessman Raiders and just killing Benevolence when I need the help.
Deal. I'd help you do
suppose
that
it's
for nothing.
fair.
But I'd love to have a dossier on my, favorite friend.
said you need to think more, but if it's a deal, it's a deal. You, Ellis?
It's gonna take some work, but I'll try.
Good. Sam goes towards his desk and pulls a briefcase out. Similar to yours, Tycho, a briefcase of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Pulls out the dossier. It's a thick fucking dossier. He opens it a little bit and it just reads off the first page. Fox. No real name, no alias other than Fox. Was born as Johannes Kessman's son and turned into a child soldier. The most I could find is that he's potentially a haunter or a vampire, either killed by his own father or turned by someone under him. He was trained as a killing machine, so he does whatever his father tells him to. He hands the dossier over to you.
Thank you. Tycho takes it.
He pulls what appears to be just a broken handle of a sword. It's very fine and very elegant. It hasn't aged a day or rusted at all. It's clearly magical in some sense. It says, I don't really know the significance of this for anyone besides potentially your mother's old weapon. He hands it over to you, Ellis. Roll wisdom check. Add your proficiency.
Yikes. That's 11.
There is something very clearly holy about this weapon, though you're not entirely sure what. There is a flicker of energy that you recognize will only respond to you. One more thing for the both of you. What's the group been doing on the rail?
What do you mean?
What kind of shit did you start that I wasn't able to hear about?
Oh,
Ah, that. Okay. I guess I'll speak of that. There were military members. There were Rivar family members, and there were some of your spines, all on the same mission of attempting to take the artifact that we are transporting. They were all intercepted by Dre, and he put a shot glass through one of your spines. The entire train car became a standoff, effectively, and we told them to fuck off. They did. The man whom had a shot glass through his eye is now dead during the fight we had against the military. He died in the initial explosion.
I'm aware of that.
Most of your bounty probably comes from Galkara.
What about the military? Who did they send?
In that initial fight, not much. They sent a few low-level officers. A few days later, they sent 5 or 6 helicopters. Tycho's going to have the actual number. I think it was 6.
Yeah.
And their good officer, Galakara.
And a sandworm, which apparently went rogue.
Galakara attempted to ambush the party while we were focusing on the sandworm. He missed Cherry. I ran over and basically slit his throat.
So you're the lot that killed Galkara's clone, then?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. What about Embermore? My guy wasn't able to get any eyes inside.
That wasn't my fault. I was overcome with emotion, with the fact that the the collector was there. And I discovered that I may or may not be a clone. Yeah.
You're not. You're the original.
Oh,
I'd have killed you otherwise.
I see. Okay.
There's likely something connecting all of the clones. Their movements inside the city, even when on low alert, was far too clockwork for there not to be. As soon as the alarm was raised due to a spell being cast on the collector, the entire army mobilized within 10 seconds. Had I not been invisible and holding onto the wall, they probably would have found me less than half a minute later.
Understandable. Evermore's gonna be a problem. He sort of just leans on the desk and starts chewing on his nail.
They're also headed after Dresden. Though it'll be about 3 months before they're ready. Actually, no.
2.
2 months before they're ready.
Yeah. Dresden is in between Alessa and Embermore. If Alessa's situation is the same, they're going to have Dresden pincered. That's a problem. I'll need to find a way to get the free market before then. 2 months. There's another shift in the air, though this one is definitely magical. And a black smoke filters out from Sam's sleeve and fills the room almost entirely before it dissipates like that, and you guys are in the Creator's bar with the Creator inside of it.
That's new?
It was my deal. I don't like being snuck up in my sleep. He looks to the Creator and says, "How long do you think until they can mobilize on Dresden? Actually mobilize, not send a forward force." And the Creator, without even looking up from the book he's reading, just says, 2.5, maybe 3 from now. The Collector appears to be a very ambitious man and will probably send quite a large force initially, both from Alessa and Embermore. but he won't send everyone until he knows exactly what he's fighting against, what the Hollow is. The creator looks to the two of you, Tycho and Alice, and says, "Good to see the two of you again."
Thanks. It's nice to see you too.
I hardly doubt that.
Well, now that you say it, it was a bit unsettling, you know. But yeah.
Your friend has quite the head on his shoulders. I haven't been able to convince him of anything. And Shaw just kind of waves his hand and the bar disappears with just a small scattering of dust. And then he sits at the desk. He looks to you, Ellis. Did the Holloways get the military out of Dresden?
Well, after the Citadel, there was the Creator intervening, so I am not exactly sure.
When I called Ryan to tell him of Embermore's plight, it sounded like there was still military conflict.
Even if there still is, it probably won't be much. The Citadel was a huge blow.
I mean, I can say that most of the city is liberated. There wouldn't really be any reason for them to be under heavy combat after this amount.
If Desaleza goes to work in Embermore, it should be fairly well covered. It'll be a fight still. All those dragons is quite a fight, but I don't know how many Vanderlisk can copy. Or the Collector, for that matter.
There are at least a few thousand copies of Alice alone. There are thousands upon thousands.
And that's just accounting for my company, not the others within Almara Tech.
I know, that's what concerns me the most. I think the best option will be to go to Dresden once I have the free market under my control again. It won't exactly be a welcome sight for the Holloways, but if I can manage to convince them that I'm on their side, we might stand a chance. Anyways, I've kept the two of you here long enough. You can go on your own way.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for this stuff. He looks at the handle, hilt, whatever.
No problem.
Tycho exits.
Ellis follows and looks around for Roland.
Can I retcon something right quick?
Sure.
Just have Lenore tell Shaw about what she saw being prepared,
Oh,
presumably in the capital, if Vanderlist, Galkara, and Alabaster were all there.
okay. That's going to be an RP in text chat later.
Okay. Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Where was Arlen again? I don't think I wrote that down well enough.
Legacy.
Got it.
Or... Yes, legacy.
Also, what? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Once Ellis finishes with Roland, I'd like to have Lenore visit Roland.
Okay. Ron
He is a child who lost his magic. That is E.
Yep. Roll an investigation check, Alice.
Oh, yes.
It takes you quite a while. It takes you a few hours to navigate the veritable maze that is the free market base. And just through your training with Almara Tech, the way this place is laid out has a lot of choke points. It's if any of the military get inside this base, they very more than likely will not be able to get out. It is both a maze and just... It's a murder maze, more or less. It is built to kill anyone who comes inside and doesn't know it. You do eventually find Roland in what appears to be like a refugee section. It appears to be that a lot of the people that were in the district that the free market have taken over have moved inside the wall with the free market. It's a bunch of dorms and what appears to be essentially a soup kitchen. It's very lackluster food. It's just enough to survive.
Yeah. Once he finds him, he just says, Roland?
Roland appears to be twiddling with Pridwin, the violin that was his artifact, and he seems to have forgotten how to play. And Roland just kind of stutters and looks up at you and nods and looks back down.
You probably don't remember me, but we've worked together before you died. I'd like to help you.
Roland shakes his head and scoots further away from you.
Ellis just drops his head and he leaves.
One of the spines that's passing you in the hall just kind of taps your shoulder and says, "Don't take it personally. Even he won't accept any help from Shaw either. I don't think he's spoken a word since he's gotten here."
Ellis just nods and continues back to wherever he's staying for the night.
It's probably the same area. You're led to a room by the same. You're led to a room by the same spine. Lenore, for the sake of brevity, I'll say you find Roland in the same spot.
Cool. She's just gonna sit down near him, not next to him, because that'll like probably scare him off, but fairly near wherever he's messing with Pridwin.
Mm-hmm. He seems to sort of just acknowledge your presence. He looks at you before looking back down at Pridwin.
Do you play?
Without looking up, he just kind of shrugs.
That's right. You probably forgot. Would you like to see if you can have your magic back? I don't think I can give it to you, but I think I might be able to tell you whether someone else can.
Magic? Just kind of cocks his head at you.
Magic, yes. Doing things in a way that shouldn't be possible. Lenore thinks for a moment before uh, just would there be any like water around?
Yeah, I'll say Roland has like a cup of water on the like bedside table.
Lenore just reaches over and taps the glass, freezes the water, then taps it again to unfreeze it. Like that.
Roland just kind of watches and tries to do the same, but gets no results. Magic?
You're getting it. It's sort of like you do something and it changes the world in a different way than what it normally would. Because, you see, normally just tapping a glass of water couldn't freeze and unfreeze it. But using magic, you can do things like that.
Change
Would you want...
world?
Yes. Change the world. Change things in the world, I suppose, might be more accurate. But nevertheless, I think that if you worked with Shaw, you must have... And he mentioned your magic. Before you died, you must have been quite skilled at it. At least in some form. Do you want to try to learn again?
Shaw say Vanderlisk took.
Vanderlist is without a doubt powerful. But still, even if he took your magic, there's ways to get more. And I doubt he managed to take it from your artifact. Which means that if you could learn to play your violin again, you could no doubt cast some form of magic.
He sort of just holds up the violin and looks at it. Just kind of waves it around. Magic?
Yes, the violin is magic. You'd have to learn to play and try to bond with it again, though.
Pridwin.
Lenore,
Magic.
yes, magic. Lenore's gonna pull out Bloodea. This is my artifact, like Pridwin was yours. We have a special bond with each other.
He points at Bloodowed. Sam. White Viper. Artifact.
Yes, you're starting to get it, I think.
I learn play Pridwin.
Yes, if you learn to play, I'm sure you could bond with it again.
I do.
You do what?
Learn.
I'm glad to hear that.
Learn.
Roland?
Talk to very hard sometimes.
Yes. Believe it or not, I understand that more than most people might. Growing up.
Roland pulls down his collar and shows you what is essentially a very large laceration over the windpipe.
Oh my.
Hurt sometimes.
Hold on. Out of character. Haunters are healed by necrotic damage.
Yes.
Lenore's going, can I touch it? Your throat, I mean, where the wound is.
It no heal. Haunter scar.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
What name?
Lenore.
Nice meet, Lenore.
Nice to meet you too, Roland.
He holds up Pridwin. I learn now.
I guess I'll leave you to it then. But, Roland, if you should ever need help, or wish to learn more about your artifact, don't hesitate to find me. And she's going to hand him like a little business card thing with the address of her tower and her phone number.
Okay. He takes it, looks at it, and nods, and slips it in his pocket.
She's gonna leave after that to retire to her room.
Okay. I need everyone but Emerald to deafen themselves.
Nervous. Hold on. Wait. I'm a dumb person. Give me a sec. Alright. Oh, wait, no, I'm... Alright,
They're all deafened.
I'm going to give you a choice. From here on in, you can continue to play as Kane, or you can play as Tycho.
What would happen to Tycho if I went back to Kane?
I would find a way to... You could either dual play them until I find a reason for Tycho to split off from the party, or I send Tycho off to do something.
For right now, I'm going to decide to continue playing Tycho.
Okay.
But I'll think more on it. If you want this to be a right now decision, then it's Tycho.
I will give you until the end of the arc to decide, or the end of this city arc to decide. I don't know how long that will take, but I will let you know when the last session is coming up.
Got it. Alright.
Speak of this to no one.
Alright. Is this going to be recorded in the thing?
It is. I'm going to tell everyone to not listen to this section. The initial part is fine, but this one I will specifically tell no one to listen to.
Alrighty.
Ellis.
Yep.
You wake up with a hand being pressed over your mouth. The
Ruh-roh.
entire free market base is pitch black. It's purposely kept like this so that way anyone that comes in cannot navigate unless they have some sort of dark vision. Though you do have dark vision, correct? I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. You see Kane over you with his hand pressed over your mouth. Lip pressed to his lips. Or finger pressed to his lips.
He's kind of freaking out, but he'll remain quiet. Yeah. Ellis just nods, and yeah.
He nods, very slowly lifts his hand off of your mouth. I'm going to wait until Worm gets back to continue. You're welcome, by the way. I love angst so much.
Someday I'm gonna shoot you.
You'll have to find me first.
That shouldn't be too difficult.
I'm not in Florida anymore.
But you literally said you moved to Pennsylvania.
Yep. Didn't say where in Pennsylvania.
What am I gonna
There's
do?
not a lot of
Go run
Pennsylvania.
into every single trailer park?
We have a mutual friend who is local to where you currently live.
I'll tell them not to tell you.
I also know people in Pennsylvania. They can.
I don't, and that doesn't
we can
help me anyway. I'm gonna shoot you with a Nerf dart.
This has been a good session. Good session.
Can I just tell you how much I hate you?
I'm pretty sure you've told me once every session over the past 3 sessions that you hate me.
Yes. I cannot fathom just how much emotional strife I have been through.
Gila, I think you average more than 5 I hate yous per session, considering you get that out of session as well.
I think this session is going to up the average a little bit. I think it'll go to maybe 7.
I mean, when you consider, like, from everyone within the group, like, yeah, I'd say you get at least a total of 5 between all of us.
Yeah, probably.
Aiding
Although-
and abetting against chaos sometimes doesn't work because, like, how the hell am I supposed to predict this?
You haven't actually made me say that anytime recently, but I'm sure you will.
Emerald and I were having a conversation a few nights ago, and I think I gave Emerald the biggest red herring I have in a while. Anyways, you're back, Worm?
I am. I apologize. I was cornered by my mother.
Hey, you're fine.
Okay.
Kane has currently ambushed Ellis and is speaking to him. Anyways, Kane says, "Where is Korak?"
Can I ask why
He and I
you need?
have a mutual enemy.
Can I insight this? Because I don't trust reincarnated Kane for some strange reason.
Yeah, roll insight.
Damn.
He's being honest as far as you can tell.
I quite frankly don't know where Cor is at the moment. I really don't. Is he in the same room?
He is not. He's probably in the same quarters, or like, same area.
I'm just gonna say he's 3 doors down.
God damn it. Shut up. I didn't get it until you did this dumb fucking laugh.
I understood that reference.
Yes. I need you to roll a deception check.
Ellis is a terrible liar. Let's just face it.
Yeah, he is.
Let's just say that Ellis literally said 3 doors down.
Yep.
You know what? I want to give
Did he laugh afterwards too?
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
I'm gonna give Kane advantage just for that dumb fucking laugh.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's even better.
That's... What a liar.
Yeah. Ellis, I need you to trust me.
I'm sorry. I really don't know where he is. I really don't. I was just... yeah. I imagine that he's somewhere on this floor or wherever we are.
Can you go look for him?
I suppose I can. What time is it?
Late. It is 2, maybe 3 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Why is Kane not just going to look for me?
Because you don't know that he's alive, and if you
I mean, fair.
And
If
also,
Kane walks into your room, you're going to shoot him.
That is very true.
and also, not to mention, the last time Sam knew where Kane was, he was balls deep in Revar territory, so... And no one knows what his loyalties are right now.
And the only person Kane was really close to was Ellis.
was Alice.
Mm-hmm. Reason behind everything.
And if anyone were to wake me up in the middle of the night trying to get me to shut up, they would end up with a pistol in their stomach.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
He also has claws. So
yeah, that too.
The closest thing Kane had to a friend besides Ella's was that one time he took Roland on a condom run.
But yeah,
I mean, you're not wrong.
Ellis is gonna look for car.
It doesn't take you long. Korak was actually 4 doors down.
Because of course.
Yes, of course. So
Like, he's not gonna knock. He's not gonna enter either. He's just going to like tap on it twice. And then
there are no doors. It's
immediately-
all just curtains. Everything is just all hollowed out. You know, there's like dwarven caves. Imagine that, but inside a metal wall.
Okay. Well, he says I mean, would Core be asleep at this time? I don't even know.
Probably. If it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, yeah, probably.
So here's what's gonna happen. Ellis is just going to cast. Wait, do I have message? 1 second.
I think you do.
You have sending at the very least.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to cast light, and he's going to enter the room and then, like, poke Korak in, like, the ribs or something. Yeah.
Oh, look, you have a pistol in your ribs.
Yep. It's very snap. It's very snap.
What the hell are you doing?
Please don't shoot me. But I know where Kane is. And he kind of wants to talk to you.
Kane. Hang on. What?
I didn't stutter.
I'm confused.
Well, so, long story short, Kane was revived. And I don't know, well, I think he was revived by his father, but he's here. And he wants to talk to you, saying you have a mutual enemy, which I'm guessing has to do with his family.
Where is he?
Well, he's 4 doors up.
It's so
I just want to
stupid.
say I hate you all.
I almost regret it not being 3 doors down.
3 doors up.
They're a shitty cover band. Anyways, you, Alice, lead Korak to your room. Kane isn't there, but as you enter the room, his voice is in the room. So you can assume he's invisible. Did anyone follow you?
Of course not. You know me better than that. Where are you?
He appears in the middle of the room. Hands out and unarmed. Carlos Rivar.
You have my attention.
Zedekiah hasn't been in control this entire time. It was Carlos that ordered the hit on your girlfriend. It was Carlos that made the deal with the military. Carlos has done all of it.
I had gathered some of that.
Carlos is the reason why the Rivar turned on the families. Zedekiah,
Where is he?
He's in the Rivar compound, where I should be right now.
So, are you saying that if Carlos is out of the way and Zedekiah is, I guess, neutralized, will the Rivar family return to being, against the military?
Presumably.
Zedekiah has loyalty within the family. Carlos has a lot more. If we can get rid of Carlos and get some sort of safe harbor for the rest of the Rivars on Zedekiah's side, we can have them back on our side. It'll take some work, and I'm working on gathering information about Carlos and the people under him, but I really shouldn't be here. I just heard you all were in town.
I can contact you, but you should probably return.
I need to.
How do we get into the compound?
It really depends on the time of day. If we meet up again before you all leave, I can show you a way in. It's the same way I got out.
Good enough for me.
Alright. I need to go. And he disappears. You can feel his presence move past the two of you and before he stealths off down the hallway.
How did he find me?
He's good.
Sorry to disturb you, but yeah, I think that was all.
No, I'm glad you did that. Like I said, I'd sort of gathered some of that, but at least now I know where he is.
Alright. Is anyone else wanting to do anything?
I have a thing
Okay.
with Stray.
Okay.
Yeah, before before he actually goes to bed, he'd talk to Stray about whether or not Roland doesn't remember anything because his soul is still in the afterlife.
So, I'm going to give you a Hunter lore drop. Roland is a very new Hunter. Hunters forget everything associated with their past life and have a chance to be able to keep muscle memory. Roland has forgotten everything. While he may still understand speech, he can barely speak. And the soul thing is partially because it's on the other side, but the main reason is that once a hunter is created, the entire process is so traumatic metaphysically that it does erase essentially all sense of the former self, and more or less the soul becomes a new person. So while Roland may still look the same, it's hardly the same person.
So there's nothing to be done, is what you're saying.
You could do the same thing that you did with Stray, but you'd have to get Roland to accept.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's easier done than said. I mean, said than done.
At this point, yes.
Does anyone... What?
I'm sorry, I was telling my cat to stop it.
Oh. If that is all anyone else wants to do, I'm going to end the session there.
Okay.
Alright, sounds good.
That's fine with me.
What was the thing that you gave me again?
I was muted. Tycho's going to send another text to Bentley and say, finally got something you ordered. And just leave it at that until he gets another response.